As an older, experienced golfer, there are 3 things that you must do that, quite honestly, young golfers don't have to do if you want to be a great wedge player. Today I'm going to show you exactly what those are. Now, I just finished up a golf lesson with Jim, and we worked on his wedges, which made me think of this particular topic and why Nick and I got together. The first thing that we worked on, that Jim and I talked about, was the shaft in his actual wedge. Most wedges, they might be well designed, but they come in a steel heavy shaft. So as an older, experienced golfer who doesn't swing the club super fast, you don't have the speed required to get that club to react the way that it should. So the first suggestion is take a look at it. Maybe you want to put a lighter graphite shaft in it, or a steel shaft that's got a little bit more flex. On this particular wedge right here, this is our wedge, this is the VLS Golf, it's the Tour Max wedge. We've got what we call the adaptive flex shaft. So basically it's designed for older golfers with a slower swing speed. But if you don't have the right shaft, you can't create the right rhythm and the right flow in your golf swing. So that was the first thing that Jim and I worked on. Now the second thing that we worked on, okay, was the distance from the golf ball. What we did, and this is very common for older golfers, is they tend to start getting further and further away from the golf ball. And you know this if you follow any of our stuff here at VLS Golf and the whole vertical line swing system, that as you get too far from the golf ball, your swing starts working too much around your body. Good wedge players get very close and snug to the golf ball. So the next thing I want you to do is get in there tight. Feel like your feet are very close to the golf ball and your hands are nice and inside your shoulder. If you don't believe me and you don't think that that works, go look at Jim Furyk. Go look at how close he is to the golf ball. Go look at a guy like Zach Johnson, one of the greatest wedge players of all time, and notice how close his hands are and how they're a little bit forward, okay? So get in closer to the golf ball, okay, so you can get those hands nice and snug. One of the things that you need to do in order to make that happen is you got to take the butt end of the club and you got to raise it a little bit. You got to get the club a little bit more vertical. So as the club works up, I've got a little bit more space to get in here tight. If your club shaft angle is too low this way, you're going to naturally move further away from the golf ball. So the second thing that I told Jim, all right, after we got the right shaft in his wedge, was get closer to the golf ball, Jim. Get the butt end of the club a little bit taller so you can get in nice and snug, and your hands are almost inside your shoulder line. The third thing that we worked on is we took the club face and I had him square it up or almost close it a little bit. See, when we get too far from the golf ball, we notice this with our driver swings as well. We've done a ton of stuff on driver swings and all that type of stuff. But as you get too far from the golf ball, too far away, excuse me, the face wants to rotate a little bit open. So make sure that that club face is square to slightly closed. All right, now in this wedge that I've got right here, okay, the Tour Max wedge, we actually put a red line on there so that we can really identify if that club face is nice and square. So here we go. I got the club face squared up. All right, I'm in nice and snug. I've got the right shaft. Let me go ahead and hit a shot. Okay, that was perfect. Clipped it right off the top. Really good distance control. Oh, Nick, did you get that? That was right. Okay, Nick gave us a thumbs up. You give us a thumbs up as well. And hey, be sure to tell us where you're from. We love hearing where you're from and how, if you don't mind sharing how old you are, we love to see those in the comments. Now, there's one other thing that I told Jim that I want to share with you. So we talked about the shaft. All right, we talked about getting closer to the golf ball. Think of like Jim Furyk, get in there nice and snug. We talked about getting that club face nice and square. But there's one last thing that I told him that really cleaned up his contact. And that had to do with the weight on his feet. Now you know this, in the vertical line swing system, and in the book, we wrote the book, The Bad Lie, we cover all the stuff in The Bad Lie, that we love the 60-40, right? We love the 60-40 and the shifting of the weight. It starts on the lead foot, it goes to the trail foot, and then back to the lead foot. And that's one of the easiest ways for us to create club head speed and distance. But when it comes to wedge play, we're looking for contact and accuracy. Contact and accuracy. So what I told Jim was, I said, Jim, give me 70% weight on the lead foot. Feel like it's 70. Now the truth is it probably wasn't that much, but it felt like it. So when you're set in there, you got that club face squared up, right? You're in snug, you're up here, right? I want you to feel like you've got about 70% of your weight, like Jim felt, on the lead foot. Now here's the key. Here's the key. This is the golden nugget of the whole video, is that you've got to pivot, you've got to release the trail leg and turn the hips, all the things that you know from the vertical line swing system. But as you do that, I want you to feel like your weight stays on your lead foot. And I'm going to give you a drill here in a second to do that I also gave Jim. All right? So let me go ahead and demonstrate that, and then I'll share with you the drill. So here we go. I'm in snug, okay? I'm a little more vertical. I've got weight on my lead foot, and I'm gonna pivot, but I'm gonna keep the weight there. Oh gosh, darn it. Nick, you better have the camera dialed into that one, my friend. Wow, that one, that one went a long ways. That one went a lot longer because I had better contact, right? I was on top of it. How did we do that? What's the drill that Jim and I worked on? Pretty simple. I've used this one with experienced golfers like Jim to some of my tour professionals. Just simply put your left foot forward, put your lead foot back. Now, both of my feet are on the ground, but my trail foot is back a little bit, right? Everybody can see that, right? Okay, and just make some swings, and I want you to feel like your knee, your lead knee stays here. See this? That's different than that. When we're hitting a full swing, we did a video actually on this because it really helped me with my own game. On a full swing, your knee kind of goes in because your weight's going from the lead to the trail. That's going to give us power. But in wedge play, this is the little nugget right here. In wedge play, I want the knee to work more forward. See that? Because that allows me to pivot and turn my hips, but keep my weight forward. Let me go ahead and demonstrate. So you do a little three-setter. Boom, there's a little one. See, I get the feel. Watch my head. Watch my head. Boom, there's three. Okay, now I've got the feel. Boom. All right, I'm in snug. Hands are below me. Starting forward like Jim did. 70% weight in the lead foot. Keep it there. Oh, geez. Nick, we're on fire this morning. We're on fire. Oh, that is fantastic. Now that we got you hitting the golf ball more solid, check out my next video. And if you want to personally work with us and my team on your golf game, check out vlscoaching.com.